あのピラミッドの中に？
ああ、エッグマンのやつが入ってくのを確かに見たぜ。それよりあのコウモリ女がエッグマンたちと一緒だったってのは本当なんだろうな。
うん。
きっと宇宙に出るための手段が何かあるはずだ。スペースコロニーだかなんだか知らないが、あのでかい大砲ごと奴らをぶっ飛ばしてやる。
ああ、
僕、入り口探してくるよ。
So if you guys have never seen the starter trio, this is a good example as to why this is going to be an interesting part of the LP. This entire section of the game is basically Sonic Heroes, because as I've been playing this game in chronological order, we are now at the part of the game where we are only playing as the heroes. We're going to be playing as Tails first, then Sonic, and then Knuckles. And one dark character is coming into play later, but it's kind of funny how he plays in. Anyway, Hidden Base, if I remember that this is called. Okay, I kind of wasn't paying attention because I was focusing on the recording not messing up. Speaking of which, hold on a minute. Let me just check right now. Yeah, okay. I should point out something really quick. This level is post-commentary because my original commentary for this level got messed up. And frankly, I might end up doing post-commentary for the rest of Tails' missions because the next two levels kind of suck. And I do kind of want to focus on them. I'm not sure yet. I guess I'll find out, like, by the time that, well, you guys will find out by the time that oh yeah, right here, I died stupidly just because I thought I could make it, but apparently there's an invisible wall. That's, kind of not cool. Whatever. But, yeah, Hidden Base. I don't like this level. Not much else to say besides that. Music's okay, like, I could say that, because, again, I always love Jun Sonoi's work. But, again, this is a really big filler stage. Remember when I said earlier that Tails was clearly shoehorned into SA2? This is a big example about that. That when the cutscene started and it said that Tails was going in to go find the entrance, yeah, it's like, find the entrance to the base. I'm pretty sure that we can just, you know, we're not like sneaking in at this point, clearly. We're just barging in and with full force. So there was no need for Tails to do any of that. And again, Tails, you can fly. So this is another example of, like, really bad filler in this game. But aside from that, like, again, like, there is not much to say about this level. So I guess, if anything, like, one thing I can talk about is just a little bit of a story with my history for this game. This also involves my story with Sonic Adventure DX as well, that, ow. Wow, there I am saying ow like I'm actually doing it, but this part of the section is post-commentary. But in any case, my first Sonic game in the series was actually Sonic 2 on the Genesis, but it wasn't my game. I went to a neighbor at the time, where I lived. I went to a neighbor's house, and he had a Sega Genesis, and I played Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on his Genesis, and I got stuck at Chemical Plant because I could not get out of the section where you have to jump up these moving platforms to get out of the Mega Muck. If any of you guys know what I'm talking about, any Sonic fans out there. They even make fun of that in Sonic Generations, which made me laugh. But, yeah, so Sonic 2 was my first ever video game that I ever played, but for the life of me, because I was like a little kid, I could not remember what Sonic was. And for the longest time, I would not know what Sonic was, even though, like, he would show up in the media and everything. It wasn't until Sonic Adventure came out, and then eventually Sonic Adventure 2, that I would actually start to get into Sonic. Because around 2003, when I think it was in 5th or 4th grade, I don't remember, but a friend of mine at the time, Kimberly, and I think I mentioned this story a bit when we were doing Sonic Adventure DX for the channel, is that she got me a poster of Sonic Adventure DX, which I was really curious about what this Sonic character was. So when Blockbuster was still around at the time, I went and rented Sonic Adventure DX when I found it, because it was also part of the GameCube demo disc that I got at the time. And, well, I guess I'll have to continue the story in the next stage because, yeah, we just finished it. Wow, telling a story actually got me through that. Okay, I guess I should do that more often, considering. But, yeah, so I'll continue this story when we get to the next stage. Holy crap, an A rank! Sweet. And without any sort of cutscene, we are right into Pyramid Cave, one of the fan favorite levels of the game, and yeah, I love this level too. At first I had a remix to use for this level, but sure enough, the Adventure Experience Jutsunoi remixed this level himself, and goddamn, I love this remix. But I guess to continue my story from last time, so she got me a poster of Sonic Adventure DX, and I kind of knew about Sonic Adventure DX from the GameCube demo disc I got, where the demo disc had Soul Calibur 2, it had Beautiful Joe, it had Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, and it also had Billy Hatcher, which Billy Hatcher is interesting to note because that's also the only time you hear Billy Hatcher English dubbed of all things, because when the game came out, it had Japanese voice actors. But in any case, when I got Sonic Adventure DX from Blockbuster, I spent most of my time playing the other stories, but I would always hit a wall at certain points that I wouldn't like completely beat the game. There'd be points where I just stopped playing the game and I wouldn't actually beat it for a while, because I didn't actually beat the game and get up to Supersonic until I owned the game myself. And by the way, over here, yeah, you notice that, holy crap, it's Gamma. Well, that's not Gamma. That's actually E1000 Gamma. Apparently, even though Eggman did not know that Gamma betrayed him, because Gamma was his favorite of the robots, he decided to mass-produce Gamma. This will not come into play until we get into Sonic Battle much, much later, so more on that when we actually get to that part of the series. But in any case, continuing my story, so I got Sonic Adventure DX, but I didn't beat it until I actually owned the game. And then after a while, I'm just like, you know what, I'm kind of tired of renting Sonic Adventure DX, so I'm basically going to just buy another game that has Sonic in it, if that's possible, because I didn't know about the Sonic franchise at the time. So I'm just like, okay, is there like another Sonic game besides Sonic Adventure? And sure enough, there was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube. And I played this game, and I really enjoyed it, but I did get stuck at certain points, like, I could beat the hero story no problem, but I could never beat Dark Story because I couldn't get past Security Hall, and then I couldn't get past Flying Dog, like I mentioned before when we were up to Flying Dog. And yeah, sure enough too, when I was playing the story, when they mentioned that the events of SA1 where Tails stopped Eggman's missile, it's just like, oh, this is a sequel. Little did I know later on that, oh my, this game actually came out before Sonic Adventure DX, because Sonic Adventure DX is a remake, because I did not know about the Dreamcast and everything, and I unintentionally played the games in order, not knowing that pretty much that one came out before the other just because these are both remakes. But that's essentially like a short story on kind of how I got into Sonic, that I did start off the classic games technically, but I was too young to actually remember or enjoy them, and the Adventure series is where I made my real start. But that's kind of all in the past, and that's a lot of people tend to hold that over my head as to, like, oh, you didn't start with the classic games, so of course you don't enjoy the classic games. But that's not the point, though. I love Sonic, just in general. Like, even if I don't enjoy all of his games, and I enjoy a majority of the ones that a lot of people don't like, Sonic is a really important franchise to me, not just because of how much I enjoy his games, but just, I guess Sonic has always been kind of like a part of the family to me, that he's always been there for me in times that I needed him.
Yes.
I didn't mean to go that deep into the existential speech, but yeah, we beat Pyramid Cave. Sorry I didn't talk that much about the level, but pretty cool level, and I really enjoy going through it. Also, yeah, it's another one of those levels, so yeah, that B rank was totally necessary.
この先がいよいよ基地の中心だね。
あの親父は相当なメカマニアだからな。宇宙船の1個や2個ぐらいコレクションしてんだろ。
でも閉まってる。何か鍵が必要みたいだよ。
なーに、探せば見つかるさ。ナナコース。
おい、俺がその鍵を探すのか？
期待してるぜ。世界一のトレジャーハンター。
Are you crazy? What are we gonna do?
I guess we're gonna have to find him again.
Yo, my guys, we are now in Death Chamber. I should bring something up about Death Chamber besides the fact that, yeah, this is around the time that I'm going to start using the hint system because Death Chamber is big, even though I do love this level. I absolutely love the music for Knuckles stages. You know, I love Hunted P, not just him as a musician, but also him as a person, just because of how dedicated he is to, like, you know, his music, and he actually really loved doing the music for Sonic games and everything, and I really do love to see him come back and everything. I mean, the guy calls himself Knuckles on Twitter. Like, that's some dedication, and that's what I love about the guy. But I should point out something. The music I'm using here is actually an instrumental version of the song, because, yeah, Death Chamber's the one song in the game that he does that I'm... Ow! Okay. I should point out this, too. This is actually a new recording, because I mentioned, when I was doing this, that... Okay, wow, that Gamma did not like me. I should mention that, before, when I was, doing, both Hidden Base and Pyramid Cave, it was post-commentary, because my original commentary got lost. Yeah, so I just decided to just record these stages over so I'd do it live. But, getting back to the case here, yeah, this is the one 100-piece song in the soundtrack I don't exactly like, so... But I love the instrumental for it, so that's why I have the instrumental here. But I should point out something kind of funny. You guys may be hearing, like... I know it's hard to hear it over me talking and everything, but you guys might hear, like, a saxophone in the background. The funny thing is, there's actually 3 different versions of this song. The first version of the song is the original version that Ow! I keep getting hit. Jesus. The first version that you hear in Sonic Adventure 2 for the Dreamcast is completely filled with lyrics, and fun fact, it is actually the reason why the game has a rating later in the series for E10 for mild lyrics, despite the fact that this version of the song is only in the original Dreamcast version. This is because the section that you hear saxophone, it's actually a censored version of the song that appears for both the GameCube and HD versions of the game, where Knuckles and Sonic are basically talking to each other in the song, which Honey P in his lyrics are basically playing Sonic and Knuckles. And I forget the context of the song, but essentially how it goes is that, basically, Knuckles is like, are we gonna find all the pieces here? And Sonic's like, you're damn right, Knuckles. This is the first time in the English version of the game that Knuckles swears, technically. Well, no, excuse me. Where Sonic swears, technically, because he swears all the time in the Japanese version. And this is why the game was rated for mild lyrics when it first came out. But the silly thing is, it's still mild lyrics, even now. But I want to say that's just because of the word sexy in Wild Canyon. So really, it's just the Knuckles songs as to why the game is rated for mild lyrics. So it is kind of funny. But the third version you're hearing now is basically the all-instrumental version, which, you know, like I said, I love Hunted P, but honestly, the instrumental version of the song is just a lot better, because god damn, the saxophone in this level. It's just like, I know, like, okay. I got hit in the same goddamn place. Here's the thing. I know Jazz fits Rouge better in this game, but, you know, Jazz used to be Knuckles' thing back in Sonic Adventure DX, and for good reason, because, damn, like, the music is just so good. Like, I can't... If someone would tell me, like, pick a favorite between Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, I honestly couldn't tell you. Just because I love both games, like, equally, because both games have their problems, but I also think that both games have aged somewhat well. Oh, okay, I can't even front. It's mostly just nostalgia, but I just love both games. And hey, B rank, not bad. I thought I did a lot worse.
誰だお化け
You guys ready for a filler boss? Yeah, this is King Boom Boo, also known as King We Didn't Rip Off Nintendo. Yeah, because those tiny ghosts we were fighting in the game, those things are called boos. Totally not ripping off Nintendo. I will admit, while I do love the boos in Sonic just because they led to one of my favorite episodes in the Sonic X anime, these things come the hell out of nowhere, and it's just like, wow, this thing has absolutely no relevance other than giving Knuckles a boss. Also, you may notice this is not the boss music that plays during it. just to be a little cheeky bastard, I gave King Boom Boo the music of when you fight King Boo and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. It's kind of fitting considering he's a ghost and his name is Boo, and he's not actually in the game. But yeah, because the music that plays here is actually going to be playing much later because, spoilers, there's a boss fight right after this. But, yeah, I don't like this boss. This boss is really stupid. Essentially, he's going to chase you around this platform and throw fire at you, and you have to go to the other side and make him shoot this giant firewall so that you can attack the ghost behind him, and you can essentially get him to come out of the shadows. Well, so the room lights up so you can get him to come out of the shadows, and then you gotta dig him up, and then you gotta punch him. There is a quick way to kill him, but I'm kinda messing up here. Ah, I messed it up. Okay, basically, the thing is about this boss is that is the strategy you're supposed to do, but sometimes it doesn't exactly work, because he can chase after you like this, and if you go too far to the right or too far to the left, he'll just laugh at you and just switch sides. So you really have to bait him out. So this is basically a war for Rishin just because the boss decides whenever the hell he wants to just, you know, start attacking you, well, giving you the attack that you want and everything. Okay, stop being annoying. Seriously. Okay, there we go. Really? Now, the only thing that makes this better if I can get the quick kill on him, something that I've actually never done. Sometimes I'll go on the wall and sometimes I'll go on the floor, but the last phase of this is actually really difficult because he won't make up his mind. And God, I hate fighting this thing. Like, I really hope I can get the quick kill. Yeah! All right, sweet. You guys, that's the first for me. That's the first time I ever got the quick kill on that guy. Ah, sweet. You guys got to witness that alongside with me. Awesome.
Whew. えらい目にあったぜ。
やったね。行こうエミ。
このコソ泥ネズミども、生きてこう出られると思うなよ。
戻ってきてやんのか。
ソニック。
なーに、軽く遊んでやるさ。
今日こそは貴様の命とカオスエメラルドいただかせてもらう。いでい、我がしもべよ。な。
Ah, Egg Golem, the Golem. Yeah, that's kind of a stupid title to just call yourself what you freaking are. In any case, yeah, our second boss fight is against Egg Golem, which, the cutscene that plays in the Dark Side story, we'll talk about that when we see that, because that's one of the most famous cutscenes in the entire Sonic history because of how stupid it is in both English and Japanese. But we're going to see the Japanese version because the Japanese version is awesome. In any case, yeah, pretty easy boss fight. Just gotta avoid his very slow-moving attacks until he does this one, which kind of sucks because you just have to basically avoid it. If you fall into the quicksand below, by the way, it's very easy to get out as Sonic because all you have to do is just keep jumping up because apparently only the mechs have trouble getting up just because they're heavy. But yeah, basically, Eggman, he took over a giant pyramid statue, but he gave it a giant fuck me light. Eggman, you gotta stop doing that. Like, seriously. Like, this is like the detriment to like all of your plans. That is like every time. Stop showing off the enemy's weakness. So, like I'm saying right here, like this boss fight is really easy. Oh, no. Okay, this is what I was talking about. That's like, yeah, it's really easy to get out there as Sonic, so don't worry if you fall down. There's also, like, a bunch of stuff for you down there, so I would suggest, like, going down there if you want to, like, go and get a few extra lives or anything. But, yeah, look, this battle's already over. Goddamn, Eggman, why? That's all I gotta say, just why? Look at how easy this boss was.
攻撃で制御装置がいかれてしまった。この役立たずめ。
Excuse me, the f did you just say?
And yeah, now we gotta fight the Egg Golem as Eggman just because he hurt its feelings. Eggman, not only are you kind of an idiot just because you gave it a giant Disney light, but then you also go and insult it so that it turns on you? Ow. Okay, so this fight's a little harder because basically you just have to keep shooting it until its weak spots are revealed. So this time it doesn't have an obvious weakness, but it's hard to avoid hits with Eggman. And also if you fall down there, yeah, it's game over just because, you know, like I said, you kind of can't get out unless you have a, unless you're Sonic. But yeah, this boss fight's pretty much over. Also, yeah, that last cutscene. Teria!
これがエッグマンたちのいるスペースコロニーか。
みんな大丈夫？もうすぐ近くに着陸するから。
後ろのハッチ開いてるんじゃないのか。
大丈夫だって。どうせマスターエメラルドのかけら以外何も入ってないんだろ。バカやめろ。俺たちまで道連れにする気か。ああやめろ。そのレバー押すんじゃない。うわああああ。
We're gonna have to find